You don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
All right, y'all let me know if it's an echo now with me and T, so we can try to decipher where it's coming from.
Testing.
Miss Monty said, if everyone who cooks send me 2 plates, I'll be good for a week or more. Y'all saw what I posted on my community wall: fried catfish, spaghetti, and garlic bread.
Oh.
Yes, it was so good, so good. Okay, Miss Monty said no echo. VA said no echo. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, so we just waiting on I didn't know if VA or Miss Monty, did y'all want to hit the link or did y'all just want to stay in the chat? Okay, try it back again, Corio. Maybe the echo will be gone when you come back. Hey, Sassy Francis. And yeah, Sislo is supposed to be joining us too, but I don't know. She might join, she might not. Sislo, hold up. But anyway, I guess we'll just go ahead and start.
Okay, let's start.
Is that okay with you?
What's your first thoughts about Genasi? Because I can't stand him.
Is that how you say it? All this time I've been calling him Jonasy because they always call him Joe.
Genasi.
But okay, Genasi. My first thought of him, my very first thought was narcissistic, manipulative, evil. Those are just 3.
I'm trying to find my questions from the last discussion I had about Jonasi. Let me find my questions.
You said you got a narc and arrogant. Yep. Narc and arrogant. Bye, baby. Say bye, hoodies.
Bye, hoodie.
I love you. Bye, bestie.
Bye, bestie.
Love you.
Bye.
Put your pockets in your pockets. Your pockets hanging out. That's how you lose your money.
What?
Excuse me. Okay, who is your favorite woman on the show? Who do you think handled Jonasi's absolute madness with the most grace or the best strategy?
The best grace. I guess the best grace. If I was to say grace, if I was to say grace or strategy, I would say grace, Essie, strategy, Joyce. Because Grace showed him Essie showed him so much grace that she kept her children a secret for their entire life.
The one daughter, the son wasn't his.
Yeah, that's right. She already had the son before. Yeah, she already had. Yes, it's you, Corio.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but go ahead. We'll see how, if it don't get too bad.
So, who was your favorite woman on the show?
I didn't necessarily have a favorite woman.
Okay.
I thought they all were
trash.
I thought there was absolutely no favorite. No favorite. I thought very poorly on all of them. I didn't feel sorry for any of them either.
The only one I have a little empathy for was the one that what's her name? Give me a minute to think of her name. But the one who was the first wife, that was the secret.
Yes.
Is her name Grace?
That was Essie.
Was that
Essie.
Essie?
I have a
Okay.
little empathy for her because I believe she's the only one who he genuinely loved, although he was abhorrent to everybody. I do really think he loved her.
And I didn't feel that way. I felt like he really loved Joyce, especially at his birthday party. When he was expressing, he was like, "You are the only one. You are the only woman. You are the this, you are the that, the heaven and earth."
And see, I didn't believe those words because I just believe because she was the one with the money and he had aspiration. I don't believe he genuinely loved Grace. I mean
But she
Joyce.
didn't have the
I
money.
think
It was
he
his
grew.
money, technically.
She came from a rich family. The money
Yeah.
that was
Oh.
eventually built was his, but
Oh,
she
Yeah.
that's
made
right.
some
Her
money.
father gave him, her father helped him,
Right.
bring his business forth. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
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 So
Right.
I think he grew to love her, but
Yeah, I
genuine
don't
love from
know.
the start, I think it was the first wife.
I
I do
don't think it was
too.
the first wife because during the entire show, he really showed her no love.
I don't think he's capable of
Like,
showing
he
real
paid the
love.
bills
I
and
didn't think he was capable of showing real love, but I think if he was honest with himself, but that's just my opinion, that I think he did love her as
yeah,
best as he knew how.
yeah.
We, with common sense, we can see that how he treated all of them definitely wasn't love.
Yeah,
I
it was. Yeah, go ahead,
yeah.
Corio.
I agree with T Daniel. I think it was the first wife. I think
Well,
that
Joyce was always the first wife.
yeah, I think it was
Joyce
her.
was the first wife publicly, but if you go back and watch it, she was a secret, but Essie was the first wife
Yeah, we know she
technically.
was the first, but publicly speaking, yeah, Joyce was
Right.
like the first wife. Essie was kind of like
Poor Essie.
she
Poor
was
Essie.
shunned, from
Yeah, she was shunned.
everybody.
And then I felt so sorry for the her daughter because she couldn't even publicly acknowledge her father. And when they were at that party or whatever, and she wanted to show him affection, and he kind of shunned her, I felt so sorry for her.
Hmm.
Oh, that made me so mad. Okay.
It made me mad when I knew that because from the beginning, some just told me, you know how you get that sixth sense. I
Hmm.
knew that they were siblings. I just knew it that they were siblings. And then when I
Hmm.
found out, I was like, that's fucked up on Essie's part because you literally got your kids hanging out with their siblings, and then you trying to tell them, don't be hanging out with them people. They not your kind of people. Like, what if something would have happened? Like, I
What if
almost
they needed a blood
did
or a kidney
something
or
with
something?
my well, not only that, but like relationship wise, I almost got into it with my cousin back in the day because I didn't know he was my cousin.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Anything could have
Yeah.
happened.
I had an uncle like that. He had a second family across town, and he had sons. But with my aunt, my actual aunt, there were daughters. There were like four daughters, and my grandmother told him, "You got to tell. You have to tell. Wonder if they, meet them and want to date and stuff. You can't keep that secret." So yeah, I kind of felt. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Miss Monty said Joyce seemed obsessed with the thought of being married to him. It gave me I don't want to lead his lifestyle, not this man, because she accepted the new chick as long as he did what she wanted him to do.
Yeah, yeah. He was just an awful human. Just awful. Mm.
But as far as accepting the new chick, he wanted a divorce, and she agreed to sign for the divorce. So long as he agreed to also their 20th anniversary, which I thought was just awful. I mean, your mom, that's just had everybody knew. She didn't think people knew, but everybody knew what he was doing behind the scenes, and she was just made to look like an idiot in front of everybody.
And I think that's her problem. She wanted everything to look pristine. And it became to be a headache for her, but that was just what was important to her. And it was her downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
He sure was.
Yep, absolutely. I feel like that was her downfall. But you know how it is with the mistresses, right? Remember the scene where Matipa, the one with the twins,
Hmm.
he had told her basically if she left his brother Gesh, because remember Matipa thought Gesh was married to Essie, and those are his kids. Remember? Because that's what Jonasy begged his brother to do, so that Joyce wouldn't find out about that other family. So she thinking I'm having, sex with this married man who's married to Essie, and those are his kids. And that's what her excuse that she gave Gesh for being with his brother Jonasy. Like, well, you're a married man. You need to focus on your family. Not even knowing that this married man wasn't thinking about leaving her. Because he said, if you leave my brother Gesh, you will be mine. And then that's the whole reason why she was like upset, because he promised her that he would make her mine and leave Joyce. But she was still
a whole lot of mental illness going on in there, because all of that just body fluid swapping and all that foolishness is just too much for me. It's just too. I can't. Okay, I don't want to go too far ahead, but go ahead. We gonna just keep
No,
it
this
going.
is 22 episodes. We can bounce all around that motherfucker. Like, we ain't gotta go in no order.
When Joyce became, I bravoed her was when she set up that lady in that jail, and why he got sick, baby. That couldn't have been a better plan. I was so proud of her.
With Lungi, her name was Lungi.
Lungi, okay. I don't remember nobody's names. But
yeah.
Yes, I was so proud of her. Call me mean, but I was
I
proud of
loved
her.
it. And let me make sure this is hold on, let's see who we got here on the panel.
It's me, Monty.
Oh, hey, Monty. Hey, boo.
Monty.
You know
How
what?
you doing, love?
Go ahead and
I'm
drop
good.
me
How
because
y'all doing?
Sophie's ringing the bell. She's got to go out.
Okay. Come back when you can.
Not too much on Sophie. Not too much.
I
Not too
know.
much.
Drop.
Okay, I got her drop. Okay. So, hey, how you doing? It's good to have you on the panel
I'm
again.
good. I'm good. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Now I'm gonna go back to what T was saying. Then I'm gonna let you comment after T. I think she was telling us something about the lady Lungi, the one she met in prison or jail.
Right. The way she set that up, because she knew he would sleep with anything with a hole. So it was easy to set him up. And I loved every minute of it.
Yes. I absolutely loved it. You remember, like, during episode 22, we saw Joyce when she was having flashbacks about, remember when she was laying in bed with Jonasy, he was real sick, and she said, do you remember how you and Lungi met? She is the whole reason why you are in the state that you are in right now. And she was like, you hit me, you raped me, you cheated on me, and now you are infected with HIV. And then they showed a scene where, because Lungi, remember from jail, she said, I'm a DM you, make sure you accept my message. So she had saw Lungi reached out, and she reached back out to her. She said, I have something I need to ask you to do.
And because she knew he would sleep with anybody, so that's why it was so easy for her to get that done.
Yep, and what she said verbatim, and then I'm gonna let Looney jump in. What she said verbatim was, I want the insatiable need that he has to have sex with every single woman he meets be the very thing that kills him.
It takes him down. Yep. And I was so proud of her in that with that plan.
Yep. Go ahead, Miss Monty. Go ahead, baby.
No, I was just I had missed some of what y'all said, trying to authenticate and come in and do all that. But
that's okay.
Where I had left off was basically like, which wife, like, did you kind of feel like, I just kind of liked Essie a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I liked her, how she knew what reality was. You know what I'm saying? And as much as it was like painful for her, she still lived her life outside of him. Versus like Joyce, it was like the obsession with the lifestyle and not wanting to lose that, while he playing in your face with another female. I didn't like that. It just seemed like she was thirsty, versus Essie.
They all were to an extent.
Because they were, because
but like Essie was
manipulated them with his money.
Because he was taking care of Essie,
but Essie was like, she used it as a resource, and she wasn't trying to have this $1 million lifestyle. She was cool with staying in the hood where she was from, and she still had her little boo things on the side, but she made a space for him. Versus Joyce, it was like, when are you gonna be done with her? You know, when are you coming home? As long as you keep up these appearances, as long as you do this, you know, she was okay with taking whatever. And I think all of them took whatever. I'm not saying that.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
Um,
Essie
yeah,
definitely wanted him
but
back, but she realized that it was
yeah,
never
to
going to be
me,
that
it
way.
just seemed like Essie was the most comfortable on her own, like doing her own thing. Yeah, she made a space for him and he was able to come, but
Yeah, he was
she
able to
knew
come
she
hit
couldn't
him whenever
live.
he wanted.
Yeah, she knew she couldn't live and her child couldn't live in the light. You know, I didn't appreciate that for her though. Like I felt like her
Mhm.
daughter suffered the most. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And just seeing how she acted out, how she went against her own sibling and did all the things that she did, you know, it was
Remember when
hurt,
she
you
was
know,
kissing
coming
Guess?
out in a different way.
Remember when she kissed or tried? Did she kiss or try to kiss Guess? The man who was supposedly her father that she knew thought was her father. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
she
Mm-hmm.
kissed him because she
Mm-hmm.
felt like, you know, her friend, if he could buy laptops and computers and try to get her friend a job and all that kind of stuff, then maybe that's what she needed to do to be successful, is to, you know, sleep with somebody, a man who's successful. She was even willing, and she at that time didn't know that wasn't her daddy because she was raised to think that was her father.
Yeah, she's the one who I felt the most for.
Yeah, I felt bad for her too. Cause I
Mm-hmm.
felt like you could literally see her heart breaking, you know what I'm saying? Wanting the same things that the other daughter was gonna get, you know,
Right, right.
and
Mm-hmm.
just wanting a little acknowledgement, a little bit of coming of age celebration and being recognized by her father. Like she knew she couldn't get that. That's why she would steal from her, you know, and treat her
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote cousin poorly. You know what I mean? Like she was trying to get back at the cousin because she
True.
couldn't really live the life that the cousin was able to live. You know what I mean? And
True.
what I didn't like was Essie being okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. You not gonna never deny my child.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
I
Is
don't
that
care how
part?
good or bad it look. Like this is your child. And if that mean that I can't be in your life, you know what I'm saying? Fine. But I feel like Essie was okay. Like I said, she made a space for him. You know, that's what I mean by that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even though it wasn't right, she still made a space for him, made it available for him to be the kind of man he was. Because you could never treat me that way, or nor my child, you
And
Never.
know.
see, even for me,
But I
more
felt like
than
it was like they had that innocent kind of love versus that
but
business
see,
kind
when
of
it
love.
would
You
have
know what
been
I mean?
cut off for me is my child is always gonna come first. Our relationship can be whatever it's gonna be, but you will not neglect my child. And that's when I lost it a little bit for her because she was telling her daughter that it was okay for him to not acknowledge her like that. I didn't like that at all.
And you know what? I made a mistake in speaking earlier when I said she didn't know that wasn't her father. She knew who her father
She
was,
knew.
and she knew those were
Mm-hmm.
her siblings, but she still kissed Gash. She still kissed Gash, thinking,
Mm-hmm.
and it was crazy because you know that's your father, you know Gash is your uncle, but you still thought it would be okay to kiss him because I think and see, I think with what's her name again? The other daughter. I can't remember her name.
I don't remember her name.
I know Minzy is Joyce's
I
daughter,
don't
but the
remember
other
none of
one.
their names because I'm gonna be honest
Okay,
with you.
okay,
I've been
okay.
watching so many Netflix series; they all mashed into one. But as you
Yeah, I know
talk about the
Minzy.
storyline, it come back to me. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
know. Yeah, I know Minzy is the boy, and Mapume, or however you say her name, she was the other daughter. But Essie's daughter, you know, at a time in my life, that's what I always thought that men, it was the sex, you can get anything you want, you know. It was like everywhere I went, and I'm not saying I was drop dead gorgeous growing up, but I was something else, okay? And it was like every guy, wherever you go, I know some of y'all ladies know that. Like everywhere you go, it's like guys always hollering at you, trying to get with you, da da da. And I, at one point in my life, when I was younger, I thought that's what all men, that's what we were here for. That's exactly what we were here
Was it
for.
Sarah? Was her name Sarah?
Sarah, that's it. That's what I thought.
Okay, because it
Sarah,
was gonna
her
bother me
mind
till I
was,
figured it out.
yeah. And I think she was thinking, but damn, she got this from him. Everybody I see is with these men with money, and I want to do this. So I think that's why she did that with her uncle. And he was like, oh, gross. And then he told her mom, Essie. But she was totally confused. Like, why the fuck can't I, be in public with my father? Why the fuck can't nobody know? And you guys, to tell you the truth, I have a friend who is in the same situation. I ain't gonna get too many details, and I don't even think she watches me. But I have a friend who, for the time her baby was, created, the man was married with a whole nother family. And all the time her child grew up, now graduating, she was not allowed to, publicly acknowledge her father. Even the siblings don't know who she is. Like to this day, and she's
See, I
graduating
have
now.
an issue with that because
Yeah, I
let's
have
just
a
say,
big issue
right?
with that. She knows
Y'all
always
meet in
had an
real
issue with that.
life, you know what I'm saying? And y'all end up having relations with each other and you don't even know that's your sibling. Like
I
that's an issue.
always
I
we used to get
believe
into
siblings should
arguments.
always know siblings.
Miss Monty, we used to get into arguments. I'd be like, how the fuck you let him convince you? She wouldn't take him for child support. He would like throw money at her whenever he wanted while he's over there. They building houses and his kids going to nice school. I mean, and she's struggling and working. Just it was hard to watch. It was so hard to watch. And I was like, that couldn't be me. I said I could never hide my kids from nope. They would know. She's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Just go over there? I said I would, but I'm not telling you what to do. But I would not have my child treated like a secret. Hell no.
I
Never.
have a
We
friend
would
in
get in
a
a fight
similar
and he can
situation,
shit.
but I feel like being honest, like they age gap is so big, and then also the geography, the likelihood of them hooking up is very slim, right? But at the same time, I don't agree with it, but I could understand it a little bit more. But when
The
you have
likelihood of
kids
who?
in the same age
No,
bracket,
they
in
were
the
in the
same
same age range.
geography,
No, they were in the same age range.
that's what
That
I'm
the
saying.
white
That's a
No,
kid,
problem
but
yeah,
because they
me.
could possibly meet up at a party.
right.
They could possibly meet up
And
at a
see, for
friend
me,
house.
it's not even about whether or not they would meet each other. My child just deserves better. Before we even
Right.
get to the whole if they meet and sleep together thing, no, my kid deserves to know her father. Period.
They people. Yeah, no,
And then
seriously.
We
people.
going. I'm going. I don't care if I got to go knock on your door. Unfortunately, I made a
Yep.
bad decision to be messing with a married man or whatever. But my child not about to suffer because I didn't force you to come get in this bed with me.
It's not fair. Now I could tell the wife, and then whatever happens from then, but you ain't
Whatever
gonna walk
happens,
away,
happen.
and you
I
Absolutely.
not
would say
gonna.
in my friend's defense, it ain't no wife situation. It's a previous kid, baby mama situation. So it's not
To
necessarily
me,
like
that's
an
still the same
infringement on
thing.
a but
Yeah, to
but
me,
they
that's still the
still
same.
but it's still the same in the sense that
Yep.
nobody knows about him. You know what I'm saying? So I do have an issue with that. But like I said, they not in the same age bracket, nowhere near. They not in the same geography, nowhere near. When you have kids in the same city by different baby mamas and they in the same age bracket, it's just irresponsible, one. But two, like you said, your kid deserves to know they people. You know, I don't believe in nobody being a secret, nobody being, you know, tucked away, being paid to be quiet, like all of that. No, will come out and what was done in the dark come out in the light. And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people they preserve their own self-image over what's right.
And see, that's why I
You
didn't feel
know,
bad
they
for
don't want
Essie. Yeah, that's why I didn't feel bad for Essie because I feel like this. Most men who want to keep your secret, they leaving you. They're eventually going to be gone, You're going to be stuck there, no child support, no father, baby daddy, whatever. I feel like this. I might as well let the other lady know, because if you're going to walk away, you're going to walk away. But you ain't going to walk away and leave my kids a secret. Everybody gonna know.
I don't agree with Essie's actions. I just felt like, to be honest with you, she always made a space for him. Like, she reserved that inkling of hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a possibility. Because if I remember correctly, like I said, I've been watching a lot of shows. If I remember correctly, Joyce's family introduced him to the money. You know what I mean? Like,
Joyce's father. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So she knew it was a stepping stone for him, or she felt it was a stepping stone. I think she always reserved that hope that he was gonna reach back.
Yeah, because he promised to come back for her, but then she found out in the news.
He kept her relevant in his life, even to the point to make her family, to make her an acceptable person to be in front of your wife. You know what I'm saying? That's all his manipulation and his tactics. And she went along with it, right or wrong. You know.
Yeah, she found out from the news that he got married.
Right. It wasn't even like it brought he wasn't honest. Period. With nobody. Not even himself.
Nope. And
because I truly believe he went for love. Do you think he'd have picked Joyce?
I think if he was truly honest about like love being the only option there, I think he like loved Essie more. I really think he genuinely, in his feeble mind, I believe if we were talking genuine love, it was Essie.
I mean, in the beginning, that's how I felt, but she was just like leftover food. The majority of the show, she was like leftover food. He showed the other women more love and compassion, and than he ever showed Essie to me.
No, I agree with you, but that's because, and I mean, women, unfortunately, sometimes we do that because
she settled. Let's be real. She settled.
And he knew that no matter what, she was always going to be there.
Yep.
So she didn't make him.
She didn't make him choose or nothing.
You teach a man how to treat you, and she didn't have any standards. She just took whatever he gave out. So he knew she wasn't going anywhere. But I still think that he, in his mind, in Jonasi's mind of love, I think he did love her.
I think he did too, especially after she, like VA said, remember she gave him the money. Joy's family gave him the money, but Essie gave him the money to go off to school. So he would have never probably ran into Joyce and her father had it not been for Essie giving him the money to go to school and get that education.
Correct.
So he owed her a lot.
If it were not for her, he wouldn't have even had anything. And again, like you said, if he wouldn't have went to school to meet Joyce and Joyce, they both were equally, I guess we can say, liberally ambitious. They both just wanted things and wanted, to be rich and to look like this is perfect. All she wanted was him.
Because that was her lifestyle. She was an influencer. You know what I'm saying? And she had built her life off of this marriage and this perfect life, so she couldn't let that fall apart. Because you remember in the first episode, she pulled up to the house and the chick is like, when are you gonna break this off with her? And she's standing there like, I need you to be there. You know what I'm saying?
That was crazy. The first episode, Miss Monty, when she said, "I need you to be at our 20th anniversary," and Matifa was looking like, "Bitch."
Right, and I'm like, I wish I would beg you to come to a 20th anniversary. You don't want to be there. Let's call it a divorce party. You hear me?
She had to keep that image because she wasn't in Florida, like y'all said. She had to keep that image.
But I also think the pressures of her crazy mama. because her mama was baby too involved, so she had to keep it up because of her mama.
But her mama didn't want her to stay with him though.
No, her mother didn't want her to stay with him, but I believe her mother was kind of like her in terms of let's just keep the facade going.
But remember, her mother said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Like, almost, I don't know how many times I saw her mother try to make her like, "Look, this is reality. He don't want you. He's a heathen. I think her mother wanted her to leave him.
I didn't take it that way.
Yeah,
I didn't take it that way.
That's how I took it, because her mother was not like praising the dude. She wasn't like, I mean, she was disgusted at her daughter for even being with him.
Absolutely, she was. It was just
But let
something
me
about
ask
that
y'all this.
mother.
Let me ask y'all this. And also the chat, y'all can answer too. But what did you find most shocking or surprising in the whole entire series?
I was
What was like the
surprised
most shocking thing? Because we know there was, when I was before I even watched this shit, I was seeing people on Facebook and people's like, "Oh my god, this show! Oh my god, this motherfucker! Oh my god!" People was just dragging, the show on Facebook.
I was
So to
shocked at
y'all,
how I honestly was shocked at how gullible those women were.
I was shocked. I would say I was the most shocked at the second wife, and I say the second wife because I can't remember her name, not Essie and not Joyce.
The one with the twins.
Yes. I was shocked at what she did as a mother. Leaving her kids with Joyce to raise.
Matipa. That was shocking. I agree. That was one of the most shocking.
I was most shocked at that. I didn't see that coming. And when she did it, the second most shocking thing was Joyce embracing them babies and taking them in and not shaming her, because I think at that point they had really starting to get that connection with each other, knowing that they was both really victims of their husband. You know what I'm saying? And his manipulation tactics, lies, and all the BS that they had put up with, trying to fight for that number one spot, knowing that nobody really was number one but him. And I think they kind of came to that common ground, but it was still very shocking to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like even though it might have been the right thing for her to do, for herself, was it really the right thing to do overall, for the kids and for Joyce? Like, how can you entrust the woman that you took, husband that you took, with your kids? Like, that was shocking to me.
I know. Like, I don't think I could ever trust nobody with my kids like that when I know I hurt this woman to the core. But let me just read this comic real quick, because VA said that's why Joyce was the first wife, and he came back and did the ceremony wedding to Essie. I don't remember a ceremony wedding to Essie. Which episode was that? I just don't recall. It was so much stuff going on. I just don't recall. And another shocking thing, yes, VA, when he slept with the daughter's bestie. I was like, no, you didn't go that low.
That's when you really knew how disgusting he was.
Evil. I was like, ugh.
That's when you knew how. But see, for me, I get why. I think her, even though she went behind her back and slept with her husband and all of that, I think she really saw that Joyce ultimately was a good mom, and she knew she was walking away with nothing. And at least Joyce wasn't a horrid person, and she knew that Joyce would genuinely provide for her kids. When she knew, especially in a country like Africa, she knew she had nothing. So it was like, well, I can't give them anything, and she can.
And Sassy, you're right. I remember now. Essie was the first woman. Joyce, she was the first wife. And I think I do recall when he went back to her family, Essie's family. Yeah, the ceremony. But that was crazy.
Yeah, it was weird. Once he started messing with that little girl, but I did
Mm-hmm.
enjoy when he was sick and he was like, cook for me, and she was like, nope, I'm leaving.
She was like, motherfucker, please. I didn't sign up to be no damn maid. I
Yeah,
signed up to be a rich side chick, not to take
right.
care of no rich men. You better hire a maid.
Yes,
To hire a
that I
cook.
anything that they did to hurt him, even when he was sick, I enjoyed it.
Yep. And Shame and the Scandal. I did watch The Nature Boy on
I
Netflix. I
forgot
watched that a
about
while
that,
ago.
Sassy. I
Yep.
forgot about what Sassy said when he was messing with the best friend. I forgot about that.
Yes,
But
when he
that
messed with
still
that
wasn't the
best
Hmm.
most
friend.
shocking to me though.
But hold up, do y'all remember the scene when the best friend was at the funeral? First, I'm like, who the hell let that little young fast ass hoe up in this damn funeral? Then she was up there screaming, "Oh, why'd you leave me? Why'd you leave?" You see, guests talking about Jezebel, get your ass out of here, and he put her out the church. She
Man,
was
Yes.
so distraught, like, "Why you leave me?" I'm like, out of everybody that he was with, this young little girl up there screaming and acting like she was with him for 50 years. Child,
that's
that was
how it
a
be,
whole
huh?
mess.
Mm, 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 mm,
Whew.
mm.
Sassy said, did you notice? Did you guys notice that the third wife was messing with the brother and the pastor? Wait a minute. The third wife was one, two, three. So the third wife was that Matipa? No, that wasn't Matipa. Who was the third wife? Hold on. The third wife
It was her, right?
was it Matipa?
Sure.
Yeah, it
That's
was
the point.
Matipa because it was Joyce, Essie, Matipa, and the only other person
Yeah,
besides the
yeah, but
one with the
Essie wasn't
HIV.
messing with the pastor.
Yeah, because he only messed with 5 women. He messed with Joyce, Essie, Matifa, Lindaney, which was the younger girlfriend of the
Hmm.
official
His
wife.
daughter's friend,
Yes, Lindani wasn't married to him. She was his
just a
girlfriend,
side chick, right?
and she wanted to be the official wife. But then there was Lungi, the one that had the
That's the one
HIV.
that Menzie was like in love with. You know what I'm saying? And I
Lindsay was
thought
in
that was
love with
messed up
Lindaney.
for him because he knew Menzie was into that girl. And
Mm-hmm.
he waited until he got that girl in the club, and then Menzie had to hit that corner and see that. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
he hit
Like
that
that was
corner and he
very
saw. Child. But you know how
that broke that boy heart.
you know how those TV shows set you up. Like I already know what's gonna happen. When I saw him walking past and when I saw his face, I already knew his dad was in there sleeping with that girl. Already knew it. I was like, oh damn, that's fucked up. But y'all see the scene at the very end when okay, remember when Joyce, remember that scene where she was telling him how he caught the HIV? And she also
Hmm.
told him how she was able to have all his money. Because remember, her son tricked him into thinking he was leaving
All
Minzy
the
all his
money.
money. But he really was signing it over to Joyce. And she was telling him that on his sick bed. And she said, Minzy will never be like you. And then right after that, we showed
Mizzy
Minzy
was just
fucking
like
the
him.
hell out of
Just like
Lindaney.
him. I feel like they set it up.
And
I feel
Lindaney
like
was
they set
calling
it
him
up for
Mr.
him to
Gamora.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Ladaini, she used to always call him Mr. Gamora, the young girl. And so now she's calling Missy Mr. Gamora while he's hitting her from the back. Girl, I was like, oh, he gonna be just
right.
like his daddy.
Just like his daddy.
Mm-hmm.
My husband theory is Minzy got HIV too.
Girl, you said what? You
He
said Missy
say
what?
he say Minzy got the house in Virginia too.
He do?
Cause he just like his daddy. That's what he just said. That's his theory.
Probably. Probably.
What young chick
Mm-hmm.
though, Lindani? Cause
Lindani,
Lindani
yep.
had doubled back. Lindani doubled back after the chick.
Yes, she doubled back.
Oh,
And see, that's the thing. I was like, well, how the hell did Lindani get it if she was sleeping with him? I didn't get that part. But maybe
cause
she do
okay, so
got it.
remember he had sex with the girl from jail,
Right.
right? Lindani is the one that doubled back and had sex with him after that.
She sure
Right.
did.
Nobody
So
else
didn't she
did.
have
She
it
sure
too?
did.
And he got caught doing what? Hitting Lindani. So
Right.
if the father had it then his theory is the son got it because he hit Lindani.
If Lindani got it, yeah, then his son. If they were raw balling and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, that could be a possibility. That yeah, raw dog. What I
I
say?
never
Raw
even
balling.
put that together that she was the only one that circled back.
I said raw
Because
balling.
by then, the other chick was gone, Matiba was gone, and the wife
Mm-hmm.
knew. Yep, the sins of the father. Shut up. They
Mm-hmm.
trying to set it up for a polygamist too.
Yes. Oh my God, that show was
Have you guys seen
crazy.
Fatal Seduction yet?
Have I seen that yet? Ain't that with that one dude who played in what's the guy is
It's
he got the
also
little
it's
bus.
also from it's from
Hold on,
South Africa. They based out of what is it called, babe?
what
The
is it
Cape.
called again?
It's called Fatal Seduction. It's on
Hold on,
Netflix.
let me look it
Similar
up.
genre to the Polygamist. It actually came up in my recommendations because we watched the Polygamist.
Okay, let me see. I gotta look at it. Let's see. Fatal Seduction. No, I don't think I seen that one.
Okay, so that's your
Uh-uh.
homework.
Yeah,
You would
those
like it.
damn. Hold up, it got seasons like season 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
it's 3 seasons.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I haven't watched that one. Nope,
It's
I haven't
good.
watched.
I'm gonna tell you, it took me a little while because I watched the first season. I watched that all the way through, like binge watched it, and then I got to the second season, first episode, and it made me so mad. I put the remote down. I said, I ain't watching this no more. I'm done. But then I ended
Mm-hmm.
up going back and I watched season 2 and 3, binged it, and it was
Mm.
great. It was
Well, as
great, but it's
far
gonna make you mad. When I tell you, you gonna be yelling at the TV. You gonna be pausing. You gonna be taking intermissions that ain't even supposed to be intermissions. It's
uh
one of them shows.
oh, okay, I'm looking
Mm.
forward to watching that. And Shame and a Scandal said, wait a minute, did I miss a comment? Somebody said something about Ruthless. Okay, yeah, Shame and a Scandal said they've been watching Ruthless. I was doing reviews on Ruthless from day one, but I don't think Ruthless is coming back. But yeah, I finished Ruthless a long time ago. And I finished watching Nature Boy a long time ago. We did do commentary on the Nature Boy show, but yeah. And you say yes because all the other wives stopped sleeping with him once he gave them gonorrhea. After he gave them gonorrhea. Yep, you're right about that. But I want to ask you ladies and the chat, which episode or scene had the biggest emotional impact on you?
When they were at that event, and
Um,
then the daughter went up to him to try to talk to him, and he shunned her away.
Yeah, that was sad.
That was it for me.
Because he was promising to spend time with her, right? And then he
Hmm.
didn't.
Yeah,
And she had got all dressed up and she just knew she was going to go see her dad and spend time with him. Yeah.
I would
that
say
was
for
what did
me,
it
it
for
would
me.
have to be the Menzies scene when he saw his dad with the girl that he loved, because his dad was trying to convince him to like get out of himself and get out of his head and go get her, only
Yep.
to turn around and like snake him in his back, and not tell him, but have
Mm-hmm.
him find out in that way. That kind of broke my heart, on a kind of parent kid level too. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I just think he was an ain't shit ass father.
Yeah, that was fucked up. And you right,
He was a
Sassy. They
ain't
was at the
crap nothing. In every facet of his life, he just wasn't nothing. As a
mm-hmm.
father, as a husband, as a
And that's
boyfriend.
why I wasn't mad at Joyce for getting what she got, because she
Yeah,
basically avenged them all.
Mm-hmm. She
true.
did avenge them
Everybody
all.
he
She
had done
do.
wrong.
Yep. And hey,
That's
Dio,
true.
did I ever speak to Dio? I'm sorry if I didn't speak to you yet. But yeah, that was messed up because Sarah had got all dressed up and dolled up to meet him at the restaurant and he never came. And as far as my answer to that, it would have to be, remember when Joyce was asleep and he was in her house and they was taking care of him or whatever to his last days, and she woke up to them screaming that he was dead. And remember that scream she let out? It was like a
Hmm.
gut wrenching, emotional cry. And she started having flashbacks of their life and how they met and all that. I mean, the cry alone, I was like, ooh, oh my God. It's one of those cries you hear when people find out somebody close to them died.
It was
One of
from the
those.
soul, a soul
It was
cry.
from the soul. I was like, oh my God. I literally, my tears was coming down. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah. I was like, damn. But yeah. Yep, and they said when the daughter walked in seeing Sarah with her boyfriend. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that was messed up too.
Mm-hmm.
That was real messed up.
Mm-mm.
And her stealing her sister's phone. You know what I'm saying? Like she was so jealous of her. Like she any chance she could get, like she was gonna hurt that girl, you know?
Yep.
Instead of just telling her, like, listen, I found out this, you know, or I know this. Like you just kept trying to hurt her and take from her, you know?
Yep. And Coriel
But
said
I
there's no
loved
way I
how
should have cried.
strong the sister was. Like she didn't break down. She was like, nope, that was wrong. Like I'm not accepting it. You know what I mean?
Yep. And Coriel said there's no way I would have cried. It was not so much as she's crying over a motherfucker who did her dirty for years. It's something with death and sadness that just I don't know. I when somebody cries because of something really sad that happened, death, stuff like that, I tend to, react sometimes, that way. But it wasn't because of him per se, like her love of him or nothing like that. It was like just the death scene and, being sad, stuff like that. But that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah. All
But
in all, the series was so good. But I was just the whole time I wanted something bad to happen to him. I didn't know what the bad would be, but I was happy when it did.
Yep. Well, let me ask you this one last question. And then of course, if y'all want to ask questions too, feel free. But when it comes to the series overall, was there a moment when you thought or felt a particularly realistic point and a overly dramatized point? Either one. Really realistic or really over dramatized?
I think the situation with Matipa and leaving her baby, I feel like that was a realistic point because I mean we've seen people have to sacrifice for their children. The over dramatization part was when Essie walked into that funeral and demanded a seat and all that kind of stuff. That was too much for me.
You said when the man did what?
When Essie walked in and kind of demanded that she was able to sit in the front of the of his funeral.
Oh, yeah. That was cracking me up with Essie. Okay, y'all. When Essie, and I'm gonna let his mommy answer this too. But when Essie started, remember when that one scene when it opened, I think episode 21, where she was washing his body, bathing his body to prepare him for funeral. And I'm thinking, I don't know why, but I'm thinking, okay, she's doing that, but eventually Joyce is really gonna be the one to bury him. I didn't think that she was gonna have her own funeral. And she
When she
really
came
was
in and
having
told
her
the
own
people to
funeral,
take
and then
that body.
Joyce
Oh my
took the body.
God.
Oh, that was crazy. Now that I believe is probably over dramatized.
Well, that was gonna be my realistic and over dramatized, right?
Okay.
The over dramatized was the stopping of the funeral, taking the body out, like, but also what Joyce said to him in front of everybody at the funeral. You know what I mean? Like, that was over dramatized. But then, in the same token, it's very realistic that shit happens at a funeral. You know what I mean? It's like we are always over dramatic when it comes to the burying of the dead. Like it's like
We
we
truly
forget
are.
what kind of piece of shit they are in real life, and we just put them on this pedestal like they just deserve the best. You know, like what Essie did was enough. You know what I mean? She should have joined in on Essie funeral and maybe added to it. But
Right.
over dramatization is what we do. Throw ourselves on the casket.
Oh yeah, throw ourselves on the
We try,
casket.
you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And
So
sometimes people will kiss the dead, kiss the dead, and they'll whisper in their ear, or they'll cuss their ass out, and then they might try to spit on them or hit them, and
and it
somebody
was like
drag their ass
that
out.
the funeral scenes, both
Mm-hmm.
with Joyce and with Essie, was just so realistic yet over dramatized at the same
Yeah.
time. Like it's like, did they capture it or did they do too much? I don't know. Either
Mm-hmm.
way, I was here for it. I was like,
Yeah.
if everything went perfectly, it wouldn't even be a show, right? Me and my husband, when
Exactly.
we watch shows, we always say what we would have did, and then we always follow it up. Well, would that be the end of the show? You know what I mean? 'Cause we not
Yeah,
doing the stuff they doing.
true.
It
That's
would
true.
be
And let
like,
me just
we
say,
don't even operate on the same level. We don't think on the same level. We're not gonna operate on the same level. But when
right.
we watching the shows, we like, well, they could have just did X, Y, and Z, and then we both start laughing because we know that'd be the end of the show. It ain't no show if they don't keep the shit going, right?
Absolutely. You are absolutely right. And I just want to say, when it comes to, because I actually, when I was watching it, I made sure I had my caption on so I could take down everything that Joy said. So I'm gonna remind everybody what she said. That scene where she bent down in the casket, whispering to Joe to see, she said, "Joe, things could have ended so differently for you and I. You thought and believed you knew better. You ruined everything we have built together. Well, look at you now, Jonesy. At the end of it all, death has finally separated us. You will never, ever break my heart again, motherfucker." That's what she
Right.
was.
And it was the end part. Like everything she said leading up to that, accurate, true.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't she didn't sugarcoat nothing. She said exactly
Girl,
how she felt.
she said, "You
Me too,
motherfucker."
Corio. I've been into the African dramas, and the Fatal Seduction is another African drama.
I'ma
Be
watch it.
prepared. It's
I
out.
can't
It's out
believe
of
it's on
the
season
South
3.
Africa, Cape Town, and you gonna love it. I
But
promise
see, I
you. I
love
believe.
when they do TV shows over there because you know why I love it? Because when I was growing up, all I knew was the little babies with the fat bellies with flies all hanging around their mouth and they eating what looks like porridge. That's all I knew about Africa growing up. Like we was never taught the real. We were taught in
No, this
school like
this show
Africa
gonna show
had
you the luxury of
and
Africa.
that's
Like
what I
it
like
ain't
about
none of
these
that.
African shows. Like most of these African shows, they show us the nicer parts of Africa. And I'm like, why they didn't show us this shit back in the day? We all giving all our money to like y'all got these rich motherfucking places in Africa, and we sending them money. Like 10 cents will feed a child a day. Like, come on now,
Mm-hmm.
y'all crazy.
And
But yeah,
even
that
the fashions in the shows show
mm-hmm,
you. You know what I'm saying? Like they are dressed to the nines in every scene.
to the nine.
Even to go
Hair,
to bed.
nails,
I'm like, good God, do y'all ever put on sweats in a t-shirt?
girl. Even a house coat. I mean, house coat and house shoes. They be dressed to the nine, hair and
Match.
everything
No, the house coat and the house shoes match the gown underneath. Like every scene. Girl, how many pair of house shoes you own? How many house coats you have? Because I got about three, but they don't match one particular outfit. You know what I mean? But I got three. Yeah. But I don't have. I used to when I was younger.
hmm
Maybe I need
Come
to
on.
get back in there.
Sit
Well,
down.
one of the last things I want to discuss, and we can keep it going, but one of the last things I want to say, if y'all got more to say though, is the part where Matifa finally came back. I was like, the nerve of this bitch coming back with another nigga. Now that her baby daddy dead, but then at the funeral, Joyce, she held her hand, offered her to sit next to her. I really thought that was really um that was a moving part right there to show, yeah, we really didn't like each other. He cheated on both of us. I didn't like you, you didn't like me, but in the end we had these kids. We have to keep living. We have to keep going on. So when she did that, I was like, that is very thoughtful how she, because the last thing we saw was her leaving her kids.
Yeah.
And then
I
next
think
thing you
they
know,
both
Joyce was like, "Oh,
realized.
come sit next to me, sister wife."
I think they both realized in that moment that hating he dead now and hating each other would serve no purpose because he was deplorable to both of us. And now let's focus on these little kids since she had been raising the kids up to that point. I think they just found the common ground in that moment because why we hating each other now?
Yep, and that was really sad, VA. That was really sad. I thought one of us would have mentioned that because I forgot about it. But when the twins did not recognize her, when she said, "Come here, twin,"
Yeah.
and they just looked at her like,
Who
"Bitch,
are
who is you?"
you? Yeah, that was sad. Thanks for bringing that up, VA. I forgot about that part too.
But that also shows you when we have little children, their memory is not that big. They were only 3, and they literally did not know who she was. And that
Yeah.
was at 3. So yeah, that was really sad. I hope because this shit, y'all know this is based off a true story, right?
Yeah, we're gonna read the book over at Carrie's. We trying to make
Yes.
sure everybody got their book.
Just in case a lot of y'all didn't know, this is really based off a true story. The children
The
who
author,
experienced this.
the authors, sh the interview that I watched with her, she kind of said that it wasn't, but she knows some people who are like that. So she did not confirm that it was a true story.
And see, where I read it was based off the lives of children who actually experienced that with their parents. So it was
I'm gonna
based
send
off
you the
of
interview of
yeah.
the actual author. So maybe the movie took on some stuff that's not in the book. But
It
she
could have been.
said
It
that
could have been.
from what I understand, she said it was because the interviewer asked her, was it
Mm-hmm.
real people? And she said, not in the sense of you thinking like, oh my God, this is a real story type of situation. Because then she went into how polygamy doesn't even work like how they were doing it. So no,
Mm.
it wasn't. That's kind she kind of pointed to no, it's not like somebody's specific story.
Mm. Yeah, and I have read something different, but yeah. It could be. And see, the thing about it is, even okay, let's
But
say this
based on
wasn't
a true
taken off the
story don't mean that it's
it can still
literal. You know
happen.
what I'm
It can
saying? It's like,
absolutely still happen.
yeah, it's loosely based off of which, like she said, what she knows to be commonplace, or but
Especially
it
in
might
Africa.
not be true polygamy because true polygamy doesn't the first wife have to approve the second and the third, and they have to actually be married, and he provide
It
for
depends
all of
on the
Not
them
all the
culture
time.
equally, and
Not
because
all the time.
polygamy
They ain't gotta
changes from
agree.
different countries. It just depends.
Yeah, some
The
men
wife
they just
does
throw them
not
in
have
there.
to agree.
Hmm. Yeah, some men they just bring them home. Bring them home. But yeah, real polygamy though, I will say realer polygamy though, is usually all the wives, they live in a close proximity to each other. They might have different homes, but they all raise all the kids together. They cook together, they shop together, all that type of
right,
shit.
it's
That's real
communal and it's
polygamy.
it's like an agreement. It's not just I'm cheating on you and calling myself a polygamist.
Right. And see, the thing that I was only saying was sometimes they don't agree to the woman. They might agree to the lifestyle, but they sometimes don't have a choice who the man brings in. But eventually they have to fall in line. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure
Right.
just based off of what we've seen, even the real life documentaries from all these like white preachers and all these people around the world who done this shit, like some of the wives, they be like, we literally have to fall in line. If we want to be with him, if we want to stay with him, we have to fall in line and just accept the next person. And it's hard. They might argue, fight, all that kind of shit, but in the end,
And
you
then
know,
there are some where they're polygamists and the wives don't have to encounter each other. They know he's married to other people and they don't
yeah,
have to ever encounter each other. It just depends on the culture,
yeah,
what
that's true
typical
too.
culture that you're in. Because it's not true they have to like each other and be multi mothers enough to all their kids. It just depends on the culture. It changes.
Hmm. Yeah. As far as the polygamy lifestyle, though, that's how it started, though. That's how it started with everybody together. That's how it
Hmm.
started way back in the day. It wasn't a wife over in America and a wife in China and a wife here and there. It was like back in the day, like the Bible days, they was together. That's how polygamy started because it was natural. It was common for them to take on 4, 5, 6, 11 wives. And
But
they
see,
be
the
one
thing
big
about
happy
it is
family.
that it has to, even with polygamy, you have to be able to support every family that you create.
You definitely
Right.
got to be
That's
rich.
what
100%.
I
You
always
have to.
thought. Right.
You
You
have to be
have
And
rich.
that
to.
they not scattered about, that they know of each other. It's not a secret. It's not behind your back.
Yeah, they
It's
know
Oh
about
no,
each
they
other.
know, but they
into
don't have to
agreement.
agree. Right. They know, but they don't have to agree.
I think more
Right.
commonly these days, though, I think more commonly, just from the shit that we've seen, more commonly is men doing this shit behind the scenes and the women not knowing. See, that's not how
And
it
see, that's
started
not
off.
polygamy.
It
That's
started
just
off
street.
as
That's just
natural.
cheating.
Right,
That's just
right, right.
cheating.
But then they get married and it's polygamy if they continue to get married. That's the polygamy part. But yeah, back in the day, everybody knew everybody and they knew what was the kids played together. But yeah, over the years, I think men just try to do as much as they can. You know what I'm saying? And try to get away with as much as they can, unless you're talking about the little Mormon areas or certain places like that where it's like, okay, we do as you say, that type of, mentality.
But see, even like with the show Sister Wives, that only lasts so long.
Thank you. Because I can't do it. I promise you, I'm like this. If you can have another one, I can have another one, motherfucker.
And
That's
see, I'm
how it's
just
gonna
way
be.
too
Shit.
selfish. I just can't even see with my personality with me knowingly sharing a man. Cause
That's what
I'll
I'm
be
talking
quick to
about.
be
Fuck
like, you
that
go
shit.
right on the head, you knock, and it's not even because I would desire, well, if you got one, I got one. I don't even think that that's fair because that's just not for me.
I
But
have
I'm
never
not gonna be
been
willingly okay to no, you can go ahead and be with her.
I've
Not your
never
because
been okay
I'm
with a
not
cheater.
arguing and fighting with another woman. We not gonna having no conversations. The minute you step outside, that means that's what you want. You go ahead and be with her.
But T, I've said this before several occasions over the years, how my mother's belief was that I didn't fall in line with, and she never liked that for me. But my mother's belief was she tried to convince me that there's no need to ever leave a man who cheats on you because all men cheats. And she said, if you leave a man who cheats on you, you're just going to be leaving men over and over and over again, which I have done, because they cheat on you. She's like, it's always going to be like that. And she was like, you think your father never cheated on me? You think you know what I'm saying? That was her, and I think
No,
it has something to
I
do
don't
with maybe where
subscribe
she
to
was
that.
from. I don't either.
I don't
But
subscribe
from
to that
where
neither.
she I
I'm
don't
not
either,
gonna
but from
say
where
that
she how
men
she
don't
was
cheat,
raised
but I
though.
don't believe all men cheat.
Right, but
I
see,
don't
from
believe
where she
all
was
men
raised and how
cheat,
she was
but
raised down
no.
south, that's how she
Mm-mm.
was raised. That's what she
And
was
see, that's
taught.
the problem when we get to settle into that in that mindset, which in turn lets men think that this is okay. And no. So if there's no
But a lot
consequence,
of women
there is
during
nothing for
a
him to
lot of
stop.
women like before my time, a lot of women dealt with guys who cheated on them and
Yeah.
they
And they
accepted it.
just
I mean,
say.
it's common fact. They accepted it.
But see, and I also believe that, and this is just what I've seen in my world with my family members and distance people, is it was a different time. Whereas
Exactly.
financially they couldn't do it. The man was the
Yep.
breadwinner. A lot of
Yep.
them would stay at home moms and didn't
Yep.
have the education or whatever. So they had to stay. So it wasn't a they didn't care or
Right.
they
That's
were
how they
okay
were
with it.
trained. That's how
They
they were
just had
raised.
no
Yeah.
other choice.
Right. Right.
And thank God for choices, because that's a
Thank
deal
God
breaker
for
for
choices,
me.
girl. Because I told my mama, I said I will just be single, mama, because I can't do
I'd
it.
rather be by
And she used to
myself.
really look at me like judging me, like, how you gonna judge me because I don't want to stay? Like,
The
it
minute
was
you
kind of
start
like she felt sorry
settling,
for me. Like,
the
Pooh,
minute you
that's what she
start
called me. Pooh,
settling,
you're just gonna
that gives
be
him the green light to say, well, I can keep doing this. That's what I
exactly.
believe.
But she would look at me as in pity, like you're just gonna be single forever.
But see,
That's
that's that
how.
mentality of our predecessors
But
in
that's
our
okay.
families,
Shoot,
where there
nowadays you
was
can
like,
be single forever.
But see, here's the thing.
You can't be single forever. Some people be single because they want to, but some people are single because
I'd rather be single than to be
I don't
want to
be with a cheating man. Like,
no, no.
I'd rather be single than, because trust me, every single person ain't miserable. It's more miserable people in relationships, and that is the truth.
Than it is, yeah. And I'm
that
just not.
I
love myself too much to settle. I'm just not going to settle for less than what I deserve. Period.
Thank you.
And everybody's had a broken heart. Broken hearts heal.
I hate having a broken heart. That is one reason why most people be single too. Back to Miss Monty. Miss Monty, that is another reason why most people be single too. A lot of people have experienced such severe heartbreak and mistrust that they don't want to go through that again, because heartbreak kind of can feel like you done lost somebody in death.
It can kind of feel like that. Your body reacts if you talk to a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or a psychiatrist. The reaction chemically in your body is the same thing. It's the same way. It's
not eating, not sleeping, not going to work, not cleaning your house, not feeding your kids.
Thing.
It's the same way. It's the same. Some people don't want to.
Even back in the day, let's just even say side chicks knew their place. The problem is now they want to be seen. If you a side chick and be quiet on the side,
stay your ass on the
side. I can't be upset about something I don't know about. But if you are with my husband and you decided that you know about me and you okay with being a side chick, then shut the F up. Don't be trying to make it known. So, but for me, that's a deal breaker for me. We can deal with anything else. And then it's not like back in the day, you could just cheat and that's it. We see with the movie we talking about, you mess around and get something and kill me that I have no control over, no sir.
And that can even happen with one night of passion. You ain't got to be married or sleeping with 10 women. It can be one night of passion with somebody you really ain't even attracted to. You could have been just drunk and fuck somebody, and then your wife laying up with HIV. Yeah.
Right. No.
Yep. So, they don't even have to be out there doing all kind of shit. It can be one woman that gives them something to give to you.
No. So for
me, one encounter. We can go. It don't even got to be a whole woman. It could be one encounter.
Right.
Child, okay, Miss Monty. It ain't got to be a woman. It can be something else. These days, too. The community vocabulary is so broad.
And I've shared before, I got a brother that is the biggest dog in the world, and one of my friends, I just have the feeling, and now I've been completely honest with her about who my brother is. And she's like, well, he seems so sweet. I said, you see him being a brother, you see him being a son. That's not going to happen for you.
Honey, I have a cousin.
If his sister and his mama have told you who he is, and I have a feeling she's going to go behind my back, and I have made it perfectly clear to her. We have had conversations over the years about men or whatever. That's not going to be the same thing because this is my brother. So you're not going to be able to come and malign him to me.
Well, let me tell you, I have a cousin like that, and I hope he ain't watching me right now because he does watch. But all my life, these women, girls, maybe let me introduce your cousin. Give your cousin my number. And I'll be telling them, please don't do it. I beg you, please don't do it because I already know what's going to happen. He is going to hurt you. He's going to cheat on you. And then you're going to come crying to me and it never
But you can't come to crying to me.
And don't come cry to me when I warned you to not mess with him. But they don't listen.
This is how he is so... I used to be like so mad at him, like, why you treat women like that? But now I'm just like, these women crazy. A couple weeks ago, he bought my little girl some shoes. So I was out running errands. So I went over there early in the morning, 7 a.m. There was a girl there, and she got a robe on. We know what that means, right? So later on, he was like, bring me some food. He's a barber. So I go to the shop, take him this plate, and the girl is there getting her haircut. She has a short haircut. She's there getting her haircut, but he's cleaning it up at the moment. You know, in his shop, they know me because it's the same barbers for years since he owned the shop. And I'm just I'm talking to them, but I'm out of the corner of my eye. I see her and he's finishing her haircut. Then she's going in her purse. And then I'm focused in looking at her, and then she's pulling money out. I said, "You pay for your haircut?" And he was like, "Man, your business." I said, "Oh, so
I
you
know.
telling
You know
me?"
what, T? Mm-mm.
I said, "So my cooch not worth $40, $30, and how much the haircut was, baby? She
That's
paid
like
for
if
her
he owned a
haircut."
restaurant and she got to pay for her meal, but they sleeping together. Oh no.
That's what I said. I said,
And welcome to the panel, Sis Slow Baby. You are so late, but I'm glad you're here. We done been on here for like an hour and a half, child.
I
I
said,
know, and
"Oh, okay, sis Lo." I was just too done. I
I
said, "Oh." So that's why I no longer blame them, because I'm not paying for not a nary nothing.
Do
And
you
I
know
just
my
gave you my
cousin?
goodies.
He was always, and my cousin, he was always, every time I have something, is it gonna be girls there? You need, where your girlfriends at? Where your homegirls at? Leave my friends alone.
Oh,
And it was
yes.
always them. Who's that? That's your cousin? Leave my cousin alone. It never fails. They would come back to me, sometimes crying, whining. He ain't called me.
I
Have
don't
you
want to.
seen
I'm
him? I'm
sorry.
like,
I don't have
no,
no
no,
answer
we
for
ain't
you. I
doing
don't
that.
have no conversation for you at that moment, because I've
We ain't
given you
doing
fair
that.
warning.
Yep.
Even my one friend that I was telling you about, even my mother told her, "Girl, you don't want to be bothered with him." Now, if his mama is telling you that, even if you don't believe me,
Yep. Yep.
so I
And
said, "Okay,
Sislo,
girl, go
again,
for it."
welcome to the panel, Sislo. Now, me and Sislo and I,
Hmm.
hopefully tomorrow night, because Sislo, she told me I have had, you know what, it's been people in the chat who said, you still ain't finished Power, Raising Canaan. I said, no, but I am. And people's
I
like, no,
never
we
watched
need
that
you.
before. I
They
never
said, we
watched it.
need you.
Is
They
it
was like,
good,
we
y'all?
need you
Should
to
I
watch
binge
that.
watch
Yes,
it?
it's real good. It's real good. But I guess the season finale, because this is the last season, and the season finale just happened, and people in my chat been like, Hood Table, when you gonna do the review? And I'm like,
I've been
lagging
seeing
on
that
it.
on Instagram about
Right.
jukebox.
But Senslow said, girl, if you don't watch that season finale and we get together and do that doggone
How many
review.
seasons is it?
Ain't it 3,
5.
Senslow?
It's
5.
5.
It's
About
5.
how
Oh,
many?
five.
Since
It's
so, how
5.
many
I don't know what I'm
episodes per
thinking.
season?
3.
About 8. The typical 8.
There's Tay Bay in the
Mm.
chat. Tay Bay been
Hey,
one
Tay
of them.
Bay.
Tay Bay been one of them. Girl, when you go review Raising
Okay,
Canaan.
let me watch it. You know I'm home this whole month, so I might binge watch it.
Girl, Raising Canaan is really, really good, but I really don't want to watch the end. And sometimes I be like that with my really good shows. I don't want
Because
to
you don't
watch
want it to
the end
end.
because I don't want it to end, but I really need to do this. So I told Sislo while I'm at work tomorrow on my downtime, I'll watch the last episode and take notes so we can review it tomorrow night. But Sislo,
Well,
I
I ain't
know
gonna be
Sis
ready
was my
tomorrow
girl.
night.
And I know if she's saying you better watch it, boo, I know I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
And you want to watch it before anybody does a spoiler and
She said
tell
there's
you
a
what's
spoiler at
going
the
on.
end, but she said she can't tell me, and I'm like, oh my god, now I really gotta watch it because it's a spoiler at the
Well,
end,
stay
giving you hints of
offline
what's to
then.
come. Mm-hmm.
So
And
is
I'm not.
because I saw some parts of it. Is it the part that happened in the restaurant when she talked to him?
I ain't gonna
Is that the part
tell.
you talking about?
We
Huh?
can't talk.
I ain't
See,
gonna
there you go,
tell.
T.
I ain't gonna,
I'm
I'm not
asking
gonna
her
tell.
because
Uh-uh.
I
I'm
saw it
one of
on a
those that I will
review that I
hold it.
watch it.
You
Miss
asking the
Money. Do you watch
wrong.
Power, Miss Money?
I
Do
kind
you
of
watch
fell
Raising
off. I
Canaan?
was watching it real heavy. I think I watched the first season of Raising Canaan.
Oh my god,
So I'm
that
behind.
I think
But
besides the
it's
original, I think this is the best one for me. I even like the one with his son, the ghost
oh yeah.
son.
That's one I did watch that one, and the
Yeah,
one with
but I
Tommy.
like
I
Yeah, I
didn't
this
watched
one
watch
that.
that one
better.
either.
Yeah, I like Raising Canaan better than that one.
Okay, let me try to watch it.
Yeah, it's 5 seasons, but I know that I'm going to be traumatized and I'm going to be crushed. I feel like I'm going to be crushed when I watch the finale.
Okay, it's
That's why I
5
haven't done it.
seasons. Oh, it's 10
Yeah.
Well,
episodes per
it's
season.
it's
Okay.
not only that, but with the whole power universe, it's like one thing won't make sense until you watch the
Watch the
other. Like
finale.
yeah. Well, until you watch like all of them because they all touch
They
each
all
other. They
intertwine.
all
Yeah.
intertwine at some point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
But I'm not gonna tell anything. I won't tell you what color it had on. I ain't gonna tell you nothing because
But
I
let
don't
me
want.
tell y'all this though. What Cislo did tell me. Now, have y'all started watching what is it called? Fight Night or Fight?
Fight
new
Land.
50 Cent
I think it's
spinoff,
called Fight
right?
Land. I think it's called Fight Land.
The new 50 Cent series is called Fight Land.
Where is it streaming?
It's on Netflix,
Same
ain't it?
Star. It's on Star.
Stars. Okay. But Cislo said I definitely have to get into that. She said, as far as her love of the original Power, this is probably as close as it's gonna get. So I think
Cislo
maybe
is Fight what, baby?
On Stars,
Fight Land. I think it's Fight Land. Fight Land.
Okay.
And it's only on episode 2, season 1. It just started. So I think we need to get into that too. And we do
It's a British. It's in London. So yeah.
But she said it's because a lot of people have been saying, and I didn't experience this, y'all, but watching the Polygamist, people were saying how that the mouth and the words and stuff wasn't like coordinating at times. I literally thought these people were actually speaking. Like, I don't know what was up with my TV, but I never was like confused or thrown off from the actors. It was like they were literally speaking like the words and not like over.
It didn't bother me.
Voiceovers
yeah.
Okay.
It didn't feel
I
like
also watch most of my shows with closed caption on it though.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was voiceovers, and I don't know.
I never paid attention to that either.
Yeah, but some people said it was horrible, and I'm like, I did.
In the beginning, it was more than anything, but once you got into it, you would be so into it that you really didn't pay attention. But I watch a lot of African movies, so I can understand a lot of the stuff that they're saying. But yeah, some people don't understand because the dialect is so thick. You know,
their dialect is thick, but after episode 1, I said I see why people can't stop watching because I could not stop.
Okay, guys, I gotta drop down. My little one needs me, so I gotta go get mama.
Okay. Make sure you watch
for coming up.
Hey, baby.
And make sure you don't forget to watch Fightland.
Okay, I just put all 3 of those. I just put in my favorites, so I won't forget.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
See you later, baby. And then who was that in the chat said thank you for all the recommendations? Somebody in the chat said thank y'all for the recommendations. I want to ask y'all this question. It's from VA. As far as the Polygamist, VA said, "Did you catch the symbolizing in the intro of the Polygamist?" And y'all can speak if y'all want to, but from what I remember, it was the same scene as in like the second to last episode where she was talking to him when he was in his casket, and she was whispering and telling him all this shit. But y'all can
I'm very guilty of skipping the intro. I never watch the intro. If I have an option of skipping, I'm skipping it.
Oh, same here. Yeah. I usually skip the
I don't even think I paid attention. My husband, he want to watch it at least once because he likes to find the Easter egg. I'm not an Easter egger. I like to try to let the story develop because I'm already like trying to solve it. You know what I mean? As it go, and then as it change up, I'm like, okay, I seen that coming, or no, I didn't see that coming.
Sometimes that's what you're talking about. Hold on, Miss Monty, not to cut you off, babe. But VA said no, she's talking about the bird and the fish in the intro. And
we got it.
Please explain.
The bird and
Please
the
explain. Fish. Go ahead and explain, Miss Monty, because I never paid attention to that.
I don't know if I have either.
I don't know.
Okay,
what was it?
The bird and the fish. I have to see it again, but I remember, if I remember correctly, it was a story about the bird and the fish, and it came together.
If you want, you can hit mute and turn on your Netflix and watch it if you want. Because I really would love to know what it is. Because I don't know. I never paid attention to it.
I got another movie paused because my company stepped out. So I don't want to lose my place.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was sneaking.
How you
But
sneaking on here with us when you got company, girl?
she stepped off for a second. But look, this thing. But
Sneaking off
I
for a
had to
second.
put my little 2 cents in. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
look, did you get how the whole story of the polygamist it's kind of like the nature boy thing. It's not polygamy. He was a cheater. That wasn't polygamy at all. It was a cheater. The only reason why
Well, he
he
did
put
get
the title,
married 3 times.
he did get married, but he got married to cover up the fact that he was cheating.
That's true. That's
He
true.
was not. He didn't marry them first, and then he
That's
was
usually how
already
it go,
married.
right? Like men don't normally
Right, but
find
I'm
a woman then
saying,
get married. They usually be
but
messing
what I'm
around with them.
saying, the whole thing of it was he made it look like the polygamy made it all, the title polygamist made it all okay. But it wasn't that. He was still unfaithful. He was unfaithful even as he was married because the way he was going about it was not,
Right.
it wasn't right. Then, not to mention that he was married to the first wife before he married the wife that he ended up having the other kids by.
Well,
And
no,
then
actually, he was married to Joyce first. Then he went back and did a ceremony with Essie. He was with Essie first, but he married Joyce first, then went back to Essie and had a ceremony. So Joyce technically is still the first wife, but
but
Essie
my
is the
point
first
is,
woman that, yeah.
even as a polygamist, you still, if you have any children outside with the other wives or anything, you still acknowledge them as your children.
That's
But
true.
he had his brother to raise his daughter as if that was his child.
And that was messed
He
up.
didn't even recognize her as his child. So even though he was using the title polygamist, he really wasn't a polygamist. He was a man. He was a womanizer.
He
He
was
was
a
a cheater.
womanizer. He was a cheater. He
And
was
that
a
was true.
narcissist, manipulator.
He
He
was
was, yeah.
narcissistic, exactly. And even when he was going out, he was even having one night stands with other women outside of his
Yeah, the
wives.
one who
So
gave him the damn HI to the V.
right, and
Mm-hmm.
he was not. He was nympho. He was a nympho.
He was a
He was a
nympho, and that's
nympho.
why his wife
He was
Joyce said the same thing that makes him insatiable to, sleeping with every woman he meets. She said that's the same thing I want to take him out of here. And that's why she approached that lady from jail. Because she said if he wants to be sleeping with everybody, I want that to be the same reason he died, from sleeping with everybody. Mm-hmm.
and it was.
Yep.
And it turned out to be. And then the other point that I wanted to say is that each one of those wives had a different representation.
Mm-hmm.
Essie represented loyalty to a fault.
Mm-hmm.
She was loyal to an absolute fault.
She was, because she kept his secret for one.
Yes, and not only did she keep it secret, but she kept on protecting him.
Yeah.
Even through it, she kept nursing him back to health. She was always there, and even though he didn't recognize his daughter, she still protected him. And his son, her son knew it. Her son knew it, which is why he had a problem.
Her son was pissed about the whole situation. He was very upset
about the whole thing, right? And then the daughter ended up suffering mentally for it. Yeah. Then the other Joyce represented the fact that look, she felt entitled because of the fact that look, we built this thing together, whether or not you want to recognize it as what it is. I helped you build this empire, so I'm entitled to whatever I'm going to get, and I'm gonna get it. And then you ain't gonna get off easy by divorcing me. That was, or she still won't get her cut. The third wife represented basically wants what everybody else has, thinking that what everybody else had or wanted looked good. You know, the outside woman, the side piece, always want to feel like she can do the main woman's job better than what she can, but she don't find out until after the fact that all that glitters is not gold. And then the younger one was just she was just a gold digger.
That one, the
Because
Lindani,
she
that's her
used the
name.
brother to get into to his life anyway.
The son's girlfriend. I'm talking about the son, the one that was with the son.
Yeah, Lindani. The girl the
right.
one that's the girl that he was liking, Lindani. Yeah.
Right, the little young girl, and then
One
when
who
he
gave
got
his
started
credit
getting
card
sick,
to and said, "Go spend the credit card." The one who left him when he got sick. Mm-hmm.
Right, that was the gold digger.
Yeah, Lindani.
And then, but she gave him a taste of his own medicine. She was the one that gave him a taste of his own medicine. But before my friend walked back in the door, the last thing is, did you not notice that at the very end of it, that the son that hated him for what he was became who his daddy is? Right before his father died, right after his father died, he became his father. He started doing the same things that his father was doing, sleeping with different women and being a womanizer. So that goes to say that the same thing that make you hate a person will make you love a person, and the same thing that make you love a person will make you hate a person. He turned out to be what he hated most about his father. Look at it at the end. Look at that end again. When you see the end again, you're gonna see him. He's starting to do some of the same characteristics of his father. Hello?
Man, the end where we was talking about earlier, where when she was reminiscing or having flashbacks, Joyce, when she was laying in the bed with him, him sick, coughing all over the place, and she was telling him why he was sick. She was like, "You remember when you met Lungi? You remember her? Yeah, that's the reason why you sick right now." And she was telling him at that time that their son Minzy would never be like him. And then when it ended, we see Minzy back with the girl that he saw his father sleeping with, and he was smashing her from the back, and the girl was screaming out, "Mr. Gamora!" You know how she used to do with his father, "Mr. Gamora." So I have a feeling that he's going to be just like his dad, and not only that, but I think it was Miss Monty. It was either Miss Monty or T who said that both of them probably gonna have HIV. I mean, if it was a spinoff, if it was a part 2, or a season 2 or something like that, I could see possibly them two both having HIV, because Minzy slept with her after the girl had already slept with him, and then she doubled back with the son. Yep. So that's just something like when I saw that, I was like,
baby, wild.
She was a very, very fast ass tail. Okay, she
was wild and loose.
Wide and loose. Wide and loose.
Wide and loose.
What up, TC? TC said, "Good point, sis low."
Yeah. So yeah,
okay. I don't know about the bird and the bees. I mean, the bird and the fish. But what I'm gonna read y'all what I saw online. Okay.
So basically, the bird and the fish is symbolism for you could love each other or want to be with each other, right? But you come from two different worlds. Yeah. The bird is supposed to fly. The fish is supposed to swim. So you can't really commingle in the same world, because y'all not of the same world, but you might have a love or an affinity for each other,
And that's exactly what I kind of read online. It was basically saying that the two cannot exist because they're from two different, one's a fish, they got to stay down there. One's a bird, they got to be up in the air. Like, how y'all going to coexist when y'all have different needs, different values, different circumstances, things like that. So, yeah, different challenges. It's a mismatch union. That's what it is. It's a mismatch union.
And it's almost like he was trying to find his match in all these women, and he wasn't being successful. But instead of doing the right thing and saying, "Hey, this ain't working out." He just put him in his little entourage, like one more under my belt,
because
and
he thought that he
It
also
was
was
now rich, he
about
could do whatever he wanted
it was
too.
about control and power for him. It was about control and power, being in control. It was about him obtaining success, and in a sense, him keeping his word to Essie by going back, giving her the car and giving her the house, the double
and taking care of
double
her
layer
if he was to
house and
go
all.
and be with
It
Joyce.
take
Then, yeah.
right. That was him keeping his word from because he was being faithful to her loyalty in that situation. But he didn't really love her like that. He loved what
That's what I
she
was
did for
saying.
him.
That's what I was saying. I don't think he really loved Essie.
No, he loved Joyce, but he loved the control that he got. He loved the way that the power that these other
He was
women
able to control
made him
all the
really
women.
have.
Right. Right.
Right. He
But
wanted
that's the
he
thing that
wanted
happens with men with power. Like, okay, so remember when Gesh, his brother, remember when Gesh took the children back to their hood and he said, "This is where we grew up." And he said, "You guys have to step up." He said, "No matter what your father did, no matter how pissed off y'all are at him, we need this family business to continue on. We need this generational wealth to continue on." And he was trying to express to them and convince them to step in and start working at the company, because this is where we came from. And he said, no matter how many women your dad has slept with, babies on the side, we could have still been living here in poverty. So
right.
whether your dad really was a true dad or was, we could have still been here. So your dad did do something to help y'all have everything that y'all have: big houses, clothes, money, cars, good schools. So they could have been just like that. So as far as I'm concerned, as
That's
far as
it.
this man Jonasy, I think like a lot of guys, when they come from a very poor neighborhood or growing up upbringing and they get money, they just feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want,
They
because
wanted
just like the Epsteins and just like all the rich people who have fallen, it's only so much only so much happiness that money can bring you. And then that's when men
right.
usually start cheating and having all these women and wives, because you have to satisfy that need. Is always something extra that you want because you're rich and powerful. You're always looking to see or find the next thing that you can have because of your success. And that's the downfall of a lot of rich men, women, the punani.
Right. But
yeah, and
did
They
I
you
really
mean
know
love them
also
hoes.
like
that?
in some ways, like
I'm sorry.
I feel like you right, but I don't think that all men do that. But I do believe some men and some women
Well,
do it.
yeah, we
They
can't
they
say all
looking for their
men.
next come up. Yeah, they looking for their next come up, and then the man is looking for the next, young thing to make him look better than, or
Yes,
bigger than, or greater than
yes.
he is, right? And
That's just
so,
like
in
not all men cheat. Like you said earlier, you don't think all men cheat. A lot of women do think all men cheat. A lot of women do think that all rich men, like look at the basketball players, the football players, the musicians, a lot of them do cheat. I mean, so we can definitely understand why people think that a lot of successful men will cheat, because women they
yeah,
can't
but
even walk off a plane
if the
without.
opportunity to cheat was removed and the temptation was removed, like, for
But it's
example,
always
with the
there.
third
That's the
wife,
problem.
right? With the third wife, she was dating the brother and then eased her way in to him.
The opportunity was
If you
there,
remember,
but he could have still said, "No, thank
he
you."
could have said no. He could have said no, but can't
Right.
be a
But it was
cheater
because
if
she
you
was
ain't got somebody that's willing to
But it's
participate
always an
with you being a
opportunity.
cheater.
The opportunity is always there. Like, okay, I know you're married, but I'm sure at one point in your life you might have been with someone and some guy came across you and said, "Hey, what's up with you? Can I get your number?" That's the opportunity right there. Now, whether you take it or whether you don't take it, to
Right, and that's the
determine the
difference
outcome.
between a cheater.
Right.
That's the difference between a cheater and someone that's
But the opportunity
content,
is
loyal,
always
and
there.
satisfied, right? So I think you need to find your person instead of finding just anybody, right? Just to have somebody on your side. You need to find that person that you're content with, that you
And
could
some
be
people
loyal
still
to,
say they found a
and no
person.
matter what.
Some people still say they found a person. When they cheat and when they get caught, oh my God, they will buy the heaven and moon to try to convince you that they won't cheat again. Oh, you're my person. You're the one I love. I don't know why I messed up. Oh, I really love you. They ain't shit. Some men really, really can
But
be
integrity
in
ain't
love with a
integrity.
woman, but it's the
Integrity is
opportunity.
not what you do when somebody watching you. Integrity is what you do when nobody's looking.
But
So if you
it's the
don't have
opportunity. It's
integrity,
all about the
then you don't
opportunity.
have loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
And
And
a
if you
lot of
don't
people
have
don't
those
have that
two
loyalty.
things, then you don't need to be in a relationship, especially with me, because those two things are very important to me.
They are very,
And
I
I
absolutely
don't play
agree.
with my body parts like that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
absolutely
Like
agree.
you cheating on me, you putting my life in jeopardy, and you taking my choice away. So if you
But
want to
people
be
don't
a
think about that
polygamist,
when they cheat, and they
you
don't
need
think
to be a
about,
polygamist in the true sense of the word and give me my choice on whether
but they
I
don't
want to
be thinking
enter
about
in
our
with
choices.
you.
That's the thing when it comes to opportunity. They don't be thinking about the choices. They don't be thinking about disease. They don't be thinking about their kids, their home that they built with their family. When those opportunities arise, that's your chance right there. As soon as that girl gives you that number, as soon as that girl winks at you, as soon as that girl, like, that's your opportunity right there. Either leave and get to safety per se, or something might happen. And that's a problem that a lot of people don't know how to deal with. They don't know how to deal with that opportunity. They don't know how to turn it down. And
But
that's
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 because
that's
they
one of
have
the
no
main reasons
self
people cheat.
control. That's because they have no self control. Because, like you said, it's always going to be an opportunity, right? Like anytime you walk out the door, that potentially could be an opportunity for you to meet somebody or for something to come your way, right? But usually the window of opportunity is open when you're not content in the relationship that you're in or with your partner, or you're looking for something else. Like if you are content with your partner, you shouldn't be looking for nothing else.
And
And
see, I
so
disagree on that point.
when you looking for a partner, you should be looking for being content with that person, not until the next best thing come along.
Yeah, and
Because
I
there's
disagree on
always
that
gonna be
point because
that.
I really think a guy can really love a woman and really want to be with that woman and really, but sometimes they have a weakness, and
I don't.
it does happen.
I think that's a cop out and excuse because as a human, we all have the same nature, which is a sexual nature. So your desire and my desire is the same. Your will and my will should be just as strong. You should be able to withhold that desire until you get with me. You shouldn't be that vulnerable. And if you that vulnerable, then I'm not your person because I can't compete with every female out here and I'm not trying to. Like I should be able to know when you out in the world, I don't got nothing to worry about. If I'm constantly worried about you getting the opportunity and whether you going to take it or not, you're not my person and I'm not the person
And
for
most
you
women feel
because
like
you're
that.
always looking for that next best thing. You're not content with me. You want something else. You want
Mhm.
something better. You want something. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't get that. If you feel you want something better, if you want something more, if you want
Then you
something
should
different
leave.
than what I'm offering you, then you need to leave and
Right,
go
they should
seek
leave.
that. But you don't
But
have an
9 times out of
opportunity to
10,
do
they
that
won't
while you in
leave.
a relationship with me.
Nine
Because
times out
at
of
that
10, they
point,
won't leave though.
Yeah, but
9 times out of 10 they
if you
won't leave
do
until that
that,
woman finds out that they cheating, and then they break up with them. 9 times out of 10 they gonna stay. They ain't gonna say nothing to the girl or the wife. They just gonna do what they
right?
doing on the side, and they gon' and then all of a sudden when the
I
wife
agree.
finds
But
out
once
or the
you
girl
get that
finds out, they was like,
information,
"Oh, I'm sorry,
once you,
please forgive me."
I can't do nothing with what I don't know. But once I know, and all of these women knew, once I know that you with somebody else, whether it's your wife, whether it's a side chick, whether it's a damn past ex-girlfriend, right? I can't control what you do. I can only control how I react to it. And if I know that my husband got a side chick, he about to be moving out to live with that side chick.
It's
Cause
a
I don't
wrap.
do that. It's
It's a
over.
wrap.
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. If I find out that I'm messing with a dude, which it can't happen until this relationship over, but if I was to enter into a new relationship and I found out this dude was married, albeit separated from his wife, albeit living with her, I wouldn't care what the situation is. Until you done with that, I can't be with you because I am a wife. I
Yep.
could never treat another person's husband the way I wouldn't want them to treat mine. You see what
But
I'm
see,
saying?
that's
I
the
don't want,
problem, Miss Monty. That's the problem. A lot of us feel that way. Like me, I don't want to hurt no other
but
woman.
I think a lot of us feel that way, but a lot of us don't stand on business.
Right. That's
We'll
what I'm
accept him
saying. That's
right
what I'm
back.
saying. A lot of
Hmm.
women like you feel like, and I'm with you on that. A lot of women feel like I don't want to church. I don't want to be the. I don't want to break the family. I don't want to be the one to have your children crying, your wife. I don't want to be that person. So if a guy approached
Hmm.
me and be like, "Well, I'm having," what's they usually say? Well, I'm really not happy at home. We sleeping in different rooms. It's just not working out right now. We really not. That's the sign right there to be like, nah, this nigga probably lying. Because if things weren't really
Right.
working out, they wouldn't even be under the same roof. But some women be like,
Hmm.
oh, he's not happy. I can make him happier. So it do take a lot for women, single women, to say no also. Because when I say the opportunity is there a lot with the men, also
And
the
that's why I said,
opportunity is
why is
there
the
a lot with the
opportunity
women.
there? But
That's what I was getting
that's
at.
why
Yeah.
I also said remove that opportunity as a
Mm-hmm.
woman. If you
Yep.
know that he in a relationship, it shouldn't even be an opportunity for you and him.
And
Because
that's when they should say no.
honestly,
Yep.
I believe in the saying, the way you get them is the way you lose them. Not all
Absolutely.
time, but if you feel like you so special that he gonna leave his wife for you,
Then you are
trust and
delusional.
believe in a couple years he gonna trade you in like his car. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
He
They
might
they
leave you with
always
a
looking for the
baby.
next new shiny thing. So if
He might
that's
leave
his
your ass with a
personality,
baby, but
that's his
other than that,
personality overall. You ain't nothing special, and you gonna be
yep.
traded in and traded up. As soon as he feel you no longer serving the purpose he wants you to serve.
And
That's how
sometimes
it
it works
go.
that way.
So
Sometimes it works that way, and sometimes it works the other way. Sometimes guys, they will leave their wife. And sometimes guys will stay with their wife and they be like, fuck them hoes. I done fuck you. Even if they done knocked them up and all kind of shit. They be like, I'm staying with my wife. But the opportunity lies in the man, and it also lies in the woman. Or as we said
yeah,
before, it ain't just man and woman anymore. We got man,
it
woman.
ain't.
We got so many different titles on things these days. But yeah, the main thing that I want to let people know, as far as like relationships and stuff, and I'm not no relationship expert, is the opportunity will always arise, but will you take it or will you walk away? And when we speak on that, we speak about cheating, whether you're the cheater or whether you're the woman and the man is trying to cheat with you. So the
Mhm.
opportunity is in your hand. As you gonna take it or is you gonna walk away? Because a lot of times I feel like men will not cheat if the woman says no. But more than most often,
Mhm.
it's the the man who approaches the woman. So that can be kind of hard with the woman if they see the opportunity there. They think,
And
well,
I
this
don't blame a
motherfucker.
woman that don't know.
You
But if
know,
you know this man is married, if you suspect this man is married, if you know you can't never go to his house, like it's signs. You know, it's signs.
Lovely, your
But
camera on, Lovely. I don't know if you want your camera on or not. But yeah, some women don't know and some women do know, but either way, the opportunity is there. Um, Men can be like the most, they say women is the sneakiest, but men can be very convincing when it comes to trying to get with a woman. Men can be very convincing. Women, we can be very sneaky because we can keep secrets better than a man. Men, they tend to fuck up and they fuck up and you find out what they doing quicker. But either way, the opportunity is there for the woman, there for the man, and when you dealing with relationships and marriages, it's your choice to make the right decision. Either you're gonna break up a happy home or you're gonna break up your own home. Same thing. Same thing. But lovely love, let me
yeah,
see what lovely got to
I'm no
say.
relationship expert neither, but I would
Me
say
Yeah, it's me.
pick somebody
Mm.
that you okay with being
Yeah.
with. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the best
Like
you can do.
you can't pick for your family, you can't pick for your friends. You literally gotta pick for who you to mesh with, you know, because every
Yep.
person come with flaws. Every person come with something that you gonna adore and something you
Yep.
gonna despise about them. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And
Nobody's perfect.
so
I agree.
be content in any state you in with that person. When you take your vows, it's ups and downs. It's a yin and a yang to every statement. If you really listen to what the vows are, sickness, health, right? So you don't get to run when they sick, but you cool when they healthy. Like you gotta be okay with any state that they end up in, right?
That's true.
And it's a process. It's a relationship. You got to work through a lot. Like I
Mhm.
always say, marriage is probably my hardest relationship.
I'm going to delete that portion from the video as soon as YouTube finish processing it because I don't want that to be the highlight of the video or to, other people's going to be watching this video to see our views on the show and that part at the end. I didn't even know anything about an issue with y'all, so I don't want people would take pieces, bits and pieces, and that'll spin off, and the next thing you know, that's content all over and it'll probably be content anyway if people caught it. But yeah, so I'm about to get off of here because I'm just didn't expect it to go that way. But lovely, I'm about to end the show, lovely. I have another show to get rid of. I know you're trying to come back on here, but I really have to go. I've been trying to go for the last 10 minutes. But I really have to go because I have another show that I have to get ready for with Riggs and I wanted a little break in between the shows. So with that being said, people like and share the video. If you haven't already liked and shared the video, please and thank you very much. Feel free to hit the Cash App, $ the Hood Table 402 if you want to donate to the commentary, please and thank you very much. Yes, VA, I'll be back at 9 p.m. Central Time over on Riggs channel. A lot of y'all already are familiar with Riggs. So you guys already know his channel, but I'm going to drop it anyway in the comment section so that you guys who are not subscribed to Reeves get on over there because he already got us scheduled. He already got us scheduled for I think it's 9:10 p.m. Yeah, he gave it 9:10 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m., 7:10 p.m. Pacific Time. So I'm gonna go ahead and put his link in the chat just in case some of y'all are not already subscribed to Riggs. There you go. So make sure y'all hit his link, subscribe to him, hit the notification bell because we will be over on his channel discussing some trending news, some controversial topics this evening, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central Time. So I'm going to go over here and grab me a little bite to eat. And probably I might even take me a little nap. I got 3 hours. But yeah, so hopefully I'll see you guys on Riggs later. You said I have to get ready for my work week, but I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all. I do too. I really do. I really do. I really enjoy you and Sislo and Corio and T Danielle and Sassy in the chat. Hey, shoot, VA in the chat. Shame and a Scandal, Tay-Bay, TC, all of you guys who showed up today to support the show. I appreciate you all. Like and share the video again. Very Carey. Oh, I forgot Very Carey was up in here. Tay Baby. Hey, Tay Baby. Dr. Soapy was up in here for a spell. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And then there was somebody else in here. I don't know if I know them too well, but their name is Dios Mios. I don't know if I'm too familiar with them, but they dropped down in the chat as well. And of course, Miss Monty for hitting the panel and joining us in the conversation tonight. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed you guys. I'm about to hop off of here. As I always say, Choreo lover. Hope to see you later too, boo. Oh yeah. Before I wrap, don't forget, if you are a fan of Power Raising Canaan and you haven't finished the series or the last season, please get caught up because Sislo and I will be discussing the finale of Power Raising Canaan tomorrow night. Right here, tomorrow night. I will post it on my community wall and set the live up. So if you want to discuss the finale of Raising Canaan, y'all better make sure y'all get in where y'all fit in tomorrow night. Right here on the hood table. Thank you, TC. Black is beautiful. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out. Bye.